Warning: viewer discretion advised. This video contains graphic descriptions of real crimes and chilling details that some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The content is intended for mature audiences only. If you are sensitive to discussions of violence, trauma, or criminal activity, please consider skipping this video.
This story takes place in Krugersdorp, South Africa. In the heart of South Africa, nestled within the quiet suburban streets of Krugersdorp, a series of events unfolded that gripped the nation. What began as a close-knit religious group took a dark and sinister turn, leaving a trail of death and shattered lives in its wake. This is the chilling story of the Krugersdorp cult, also known as the Electors per Deus or Chosen by God group. Through testimonies, court documents, and the accounts of survivors, this documentary explores how belief, manipulation, and greed led to one of South Africa's most shocking criminal sagas. The story begins in the early 2010s, with Cecilia Steyn at the center. A self-proclaimed former Satanist turned devout Christian, Cecilia convinced a group of followers that she was fighting against dark forces. Describing herself as someone with supernatural gifts, she claimed to be chosen by God to combat evil. Her charisma attracted a small group of believers, including schoolteacher Marinda Steyn, her children, and a handful of others. They named themselves Electors per Deus, EPD. At first, their mission seemed noble, an unwavering dedication to faith and righteousness. However, Cecilia's influence over her followers quickly took a more disturbing turn. Cecilia's ability to manipulate those around her was remarkable. She preyed on their vulnerabilities, using fear, religious devotion, and emotional manipulation to control them. Her teachings twisted biblical principles, convincing her followers that anyone opposing their group was an agent of evil. She fostered paranoia, warning that they were under constant spiritual attack. Over time, EPD transformed from a group united by faith into a cult obeying Cecilia's every command. As finances began to dwindle, Cecilia devised a plan: murder for financial gain. Under the guise of protecting the group from threats, the cult's first killings were justified as divine retribution. Between 2012 and 2016, the Krugersdorp cult committed a string of murders that shocked the community. Their victims were carefully chosen, often acquaintances who posed no real threat but were perceived as obstacles or sources of financial gain. The victims of these killings were Pastor Reginald Bennick, 2012, a supposed adversary of Cecilia; Zak Valentine's wife, 2013, her death was staged to claim insurance money; Kevin McAlpine and the Valentine's insurance scam, 2013-2014, an elaborate scheme that included murder to claim fraudulent payouts. The cult's methods were brutal. Victims were stabbed, shot, or suffocated, often in chilling rituals intended to reinforce Cecilia's control over her followers. Suspicion began to grow as investigators noticed the pattern of killings and their connection to Cecilia's circle. The turning point came with the arrest of Marinda Steyn, who eventually confessed to her role in the murders. Her testimony, along with the accounts of her son, Roux Steyn, revealed the full extent of Cecilia's control. The trial that followed was one of the most publicized in South Africa's history, showcasing the bizarre dynamics of the cult and the horrific crimes they committed. In 2019, Cecilia Steyn, Marinda Steyn, and other key members of the cult were convicted of multiple charges, including murder, fraud, and racketeering. The sentences ranged from life imprisonment to decades behind bars. While justice was served, the legacy of the Krugersdorp cult lives on as a cautionary tale about the dangers of blind faith and manipulation. Survivors and families of the victims continue to rebuild their lives, haunted by the cult's actions but determined to move forward. The story of the Krugersdorp cult reveals the devastating impact of unchecked power and the exploitation of faith. It is a reminder of the human capacity for both good and evil, and how belief can be twisted into a weapon. The Krugersdorp and Charles Manson murders, though separated by decades and geography, reveal chilling similarities in how charismatic leaders can exploit belief systems to manipulate others into committing unspeakable acts. Both cases stand as grim reminders of the human capacity for manipulation and the dangers of blind loyalty.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more exciting content. Your support means the world to me.